Matt Gaetz is out. Pam Bondi is in for U.S. President-elect Donald Trump's pick for Attorney General. Gaetz says his confirmation was, quote, unfairly becoming a distraction as he faced growing scrutiny, including from Republicans over sexual misconduct allegations that he continues to deny. Matthew Lebo is a professor of political science at Western University, and he is with us this morning. Welcome.
Good morning.
So let's go back in time a little bit. The day before withdrawing, Gaetz was in Washington with Vice President-elect J.D. Vance to try and shore up support for this Attorney General bid. So then what fell apart between then and now?
It just became obvious that he wasn't going to get the votes, that, he needed to have not quite all the Republicans. He could afford to lose about 3 Republicans in the Senate. And there were more than 3 Republicans who didn't want to vote for him. That Democrats were especially calling for the House ethics investigation to be made public, and were trying to force a vote in the House of Representatives so that Republicans in the House of Representatives would have had to put on record, no, they don't want people to know this ethics report about the Attorney General of the United States. And so it wasn't just, Trump's pick. It was that the whole Republican Party in Congress is going to have to get behind Gaetz and give him their support. And, he just has too terrible of a background. They didn't want to do that.
The allegations were there even before he was named as this pick. The report has been there. Part of the decision to withdraw from Congress means that the report didn't have to be released. But now that he is both not part of Congress and not part of this bid, will we see the report?
Yeah, it's possible. A lot of people have seen it. It could be leaked, or if he gets involved in some other aspect of the Trump administration, then it could be looked at again. There's certainly in the House of Representatives, the Republicans would rather that it stay private. But these things usually come out.
Is Gaetz going to run again, do you think?
I don't know. I think if he runs again, if he goes and wins back his seat in the House, then that investigation, becomes public. He resigned just a couple days before it was going to. There's other jobs that he might pursue, or other aspects in the Trump administration that don't require Senate confirmation that he might be asked to do.
Let's turn our attention to Trump's camp, who are now going to be getting Pat Bondi confirmed as Attorney General. Bondi formerly served as Florida's AG, supported Trump during his first impeachment trial and the hush money case. How is her nomination being received?
Yeah, she goes back a long way with Trump. In about 2016, when she was Attorney General of Florida, and a number of states' attorney generals were prosecuting Trump University. She declined to have Florida participate in that, and he gave her a donation that was not quite okay. And then she fought for his re-election in 2020. She fought for his election denial cases, and fought for in his impeachment trial as well. So she is definitely an ally. She is every bit as loyal to Donald Trump as Matt Gaetz, and she doesn't have all the personal and legal baggage that Gaetz has. So probably there's some relief there. We heard this, the word relief being used by some of the people south of the border yesterday about Gaetz being released from this consideration. If you're looking at this as a Republican, is Bondi a better choice for this new administration? For sure. I mean, Gaetz had so many legal problems, serious legal problems and accusations, and, testimony had been taken, and lots of horrible allegations. So, and he wasn't just being chosen to be, the secretary or something. He was being chosen as the Attorney General of the United States in charge of the Justice Department. So really, that was an outrageous pick. And Bondi has served 8 years as Florida's Attorney General. It's a much more normal pick, and given a lot of Trump's other picks that are not so normal, she probably won't get the attention that other people like, say, Robert Kennedy Jr. Will.
Some political analysts have mused with this idea that perhaps Gaetz was floated as sort of a red herring to sort of work up the ire of the opposition, other people, so that he could then bring in a more stable candidate. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I mean, he could be nominating a bunch of people with no qualifications, just to sort of flood everybody's minds, create chaos. That how do you sort through so many important positions that are being filled with people with no experience? Linda McMahon from the WWE as Department of Education Secretary, or Robert Kennedy, Health and Human Services, or there's so many of these picks that are kind of outrageous. Yeah, so people can't fathom it all at once, and Republicans cannot stand up and knock out all of these, and so some of them are going to get through. All
right, thanks for joining us, Matthew Lebo.
You're welcome.
If you liked that video, make sure to subscribe to the Your Morning YouTube feed, where you can find all kinds of new content posted every weekday morning.